Hi everyone, this is Lara Hammock from the Marble Jar channel, and today I'll discuss using Blue Apron as a culinary school in a box for your kids. I would like my kids to be competent cooks. They are 13 and 15. I'm not looking for the next contestant on MasterChef Junior, but I want them to be able to find their way around a kitchen and make some reasonable meals. To this end, I have tried a bunch of systems with varying degrees of success, starting when they were in early elementary school. Let's see if I can remember some of the highlights. I joined a monthly mail-away cooking club that sent these adorable little cookbooks and little kid-sized kitchen implements. I created a summer cookbook for the kids to work through with easy recipes for lunch. I signed them up for pricey classes at our local culinary school. I assigned them weekly nights to sous chef with me, and most recently I implemented a kids in the kitchen night once a month where they took over the kitchen and cooked dinner jointly. Chaos and arguing ensued. That last idea wasn't bad, but it required, number one, scheduling a night when both kids were available between 5 and 7 p.m., which was almost impossible during the fall and spring. Number two, getting the kids to come up with a menu with ingredients, which was so difficult you'd think I was asking them to pull out their fingernails one at a time. And number three, obtaining all of the ingredients and recipe printouts in time for the meal. And then finally, number four, refereeing the night of arguments when my son inevitably would not pull his weight and my daughter would lose her mind. So it's true that sometimes I can will things into happening just by sheer determination, but this took so much effort, time, and pre-planning that it was inevitably doomed to fail. Enter Blue Apron. I need to give credit here for this idea to my friend Stephanie, who has 2 daughters who love to cook and who prepare meals weekly for their family. Well, I don't have those kind of sort of cheerful go-getters in my house, and I'm guessing that if you are watching this video, you may not either. I've always been skeptical about Blue Apron for regular meals because number one, I already love to cook and make new things, and number two, I am super cheap. It's never been worth it to me to pay basically a 100% premium to have someone else do the creative thinking and prep work for me. However, based on the effort and prep involved in my kids in the kitchen night, all of a sudden that premium was beginning to sound worth it. If it meant that I could actually keep this system going, and as a result, my kids would become more proficient cooks. So here's what I did. Sign up. I signed up for Blue Apron. If you know someone who's already using this service, have them send you a coupon. There are 4 people in my family, so I chose the family plan and the minimum number of meals per week, which is 2. Next, review my meals. So once you've signed up, you can go into the upcoming area to see what they're about to send you. If you hit the change button, they will give you 4 options to choose from. I tried to choose the 2 most kid-friendly options. More on that later. Next, schedule meals. Having my kids cook meals together was a bad idea. They fought, my son learned nothing, and it was impossible to find any time on our calendar. So this time I'm doing 1 kid makes 1 meal. That's just so much easier for me to schedule. Just make sure you do it within 4 to 5 days of the delivery so that the food is still fresh. The next is cancel deliveries. So by default, Blue Apron delivers weekly, and that is way too frequent for me. We're doing once a month during the school year, and probably more like once every 2 weeks during the summer when we have more time. In order to do this, you have to log in and skip deliveries since they don't give you a less frequent option. So go back into the upcoming area this time and hit the manage button. You can change the delivery date or just skip. Plan to log in to do this once a week. You have to do it well in advance of the delivery, like a week prior, but once you establish a routine, it's not so bad. Pre-prepped. When your order arrived, it's a culinary school in a box. It is truly lovely. The ingredients are pre-packaged in specific amounts, and the knick-knack bag is super appealing with little pats of butter and tiny little bottles of vinegar and other really cute sundries. And the best part is that the instructions are glossy, they are mid-beginner level, and they have step-by-step photos. It is perfect as a training tool. So, how's it working? So far, so good. My kids are really different in terms of their interest in cooking and therefore their skill levels. So the first time we did this, my 13-year-old daughter made stir-fried chicken and udon noodles. She listened to music and worked happily with very little involvement on my part, and she got dinner on the table in about 90 minutes. My 15-year-old son, on the other hand, made Chinese 5-spice salmon with roasted cauliflower and mashed sweet potatoes and needed constant supervision and hand-holding. He kept wandering out of the kitchen with all of the gas burners on, but somehow managed to get dinner on the table in about 2 hours. A couple of things to note. Number one, supervise. Until they are better trained, I block off that time to be available to do things like teach knife skills and watch the burners. I don't think of this as time off for me. And remember, it will take them 2 to 3 times longer to make dinner on average. Yuck. They have to make the meal, whether they like the ingredients or not. Although I try to match the meal with the kid, it's just too difficult to always get it right. And you don't have unlimited options with Blue Apron. And frankly, I have found that they are more willing to try something if they've made it themselves. So maybe it will have the additional positive benefit of expanding their palates. Lastly, recycling. If you are at all environmentally conscious, you'll be appalled at the Blue Apron packaging. I recycle as much as I can, and there are instructions on their website, but right now I am choosing to overlook this part for the training benefits. So this works out to about $35 a night for a Blue Apron meal. Less than eating out, but easily twice as much as a regular home-cooked meal. Again, I am too cheap to do this normally, but I consider it an educational expense, like a cooking tutor. Plus, we get to eat the finished product. Let me know what you think. Leave your experiences and thoughts in the comments section. And as always, thanks for watching.